Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for always tuning in to support me in growing the viewership of this channel. I want to take you through something very interesting that has affected the majority of Kenyans, whether educated or not. It has actually affected a huge majority of even the professional bodies. And if you're not literate enough, you might easily be victim of these kind of shoddy businesses. I don't know if you can recall of a scenario of the year 2007, 2008, where there was a scheme that came into place by the name DESI, which purported to be helping people grow their wealth by giving money and expecting almost double the amount they gave in a span of 2 to 3 weeks. Majority of people sold the assets of their life. Even others, to an extension, went to borrow money from banks to invest in those schemes. I know of so many people in my neighborhood that took money of groups that entrusted them with the money and invested the money in the scheme, thinking that it will give them double or even triple of that amount. Others even took very high risks of selling their land to invest in these schemes that promised them heaven. What happened afterwards? The scheme promoter went to a thin air with all the investments of these people. And if you're not keen enough to know how these schemes operate, you may be a victim of circumstance and get yourself into a duped operation in the name of a business idea that will actually cost you your money and all the investments you've made. If you can also recall, in the year 2013, 2014, at the inception of county governments, there is this scheme that came about of rearing quails. If you can remember, in Kiambu County, where the scheme originated, even it went to the extension of the county government adopting the rearing of quails as an alternative source of agribusiness for its county members and county population. So many people were duped into buying quails and even buying eggs, and the prices of these commodities skyrocketed to very exorbitant levels because it promised a very huge profit margin. So most people bought these products and actually they gained from them in the short run. However, as time went by, the promoter of this product also escaped into thin air, going with millions of shillings of the purported investors. So you can actually see the scenarios through which these schemes work. And in a nutshell, I'm talking about pyramid scheme. Now, a pyramid scheme is kind of a business model that gets most of its money through recruiting people who are investors. And I'm putting investors in quotes because these are desperate people with money that they just don't know what to do with and find quick means and ways of putting money in a very shoddy business plan with hopes of getting high returns. So these people take your money and actually they tell you to even come up with other people. A pyramid scheme gets its money by recruiting members, and actually they promise you money when you bring in new members. So that is actually how a pyramid scheme works. And in my today's episode, I actually want to take you through red flags that you should look at when investing so that you don't fall prey of pyramid schemes. The first on the list on the red flags of a pyramid scheme is a promise of higher return. Investment is just not a process of getting quick high returns. For those that have succeeded in investment, they'll tell you that it actually takes a lot of time and experience to start earning from or to start getting returns from your investment. However, when it comes to pyramid schemes, they will promise you very quick high return on investments with no track record of how these returns are being generated. You will be told to invest, let's say, 2,000 shillings, and after something like 2-3 weeks, you are promised to get double that amount, which means you will earn around 4,000. It doesn't actually tell us which business is this they're investing your money and getting that high profit levels for the money you put in that scheme. So when you see any investment that promises you very quick return on investments that are very suspicious, you should run away of such schemes. That's a very high possibility that you're putting your money in a pyramid scheme. Number two of the things that you should actually look before investing or before putting your money to an investment only to realize that it was a pyramid scheme is that their major interest is recruiting of new members. You've been hearing of these consortiums that send you messages that you are invited for certain meeting and you've been referred by a friend or so. When you attend such meetings, they actually give you a structure of how you can earn from such a scheme by bringing in new members to join the scheme. The higher number of members you bring, the higher the returns you are promised. And by an extension, you are even promised a higher role in that scheme. So that should actually send you a very big signal that the investment is a pyramid scheme or is likely to be a pyramid scheme. I'm yet to get any one investment that you will successfully earn very huge profits by just merely recruiting members in that investment. They will tell you to bring in new members, and those members will be told to come with a registration fee, which now is used to pay the earlier investors who came before them. And that is why you'll find that a pyramid scheme keeps on expanding at every level of or stage of entry. So the people at the base of the pyramid are the ones that pay those above them. Every stage pays the stage above them. That is how pyramid schemes work. So as you endeavor to get an investment or to passively invest to a certain scheme that earns you money, don't be duped into putting money in a pyramid scheme. Another red flag of pyramid schemes is a fake product attached to their operations. You should note that pyramid schemes are outlawed by most of governments and states. So for them to create some level of legitimacy of their operations, they will purport to create a product that they are selling or distributing. So that product will give them some level of legitimacy of their operations, and also it will make them not be sorted by government agencies. But in the real sense, when you go deeper to the operations, the product is never the priority of the operations. The product is just there as a face value of what they are doing that business. But if now you go to the intrinsic part of it, you'll find that the operations are purely based on the number of people who are recruited in that scheme. I've actually given you an example of rearing of quails. In the year 2013, when this program came, you find that they had a fake product which was rearing of quails. But the initial reason of creating that business was not the rearing of quails, but recruiting as much membership as possible to the scheme. So the quails were just put there as a fake product to create the legitimacy of all these operations. At the end of the day, quails became unsellable in the scheme. You could not sell the quails anymore, because if there was no market for such quails anywhere, when the promoter exits the market, you'll have nowhere to take them. Another red flag of pyramid scheme is fake testimonials. For them to entice you into giving your money as part of the investment in that scheme, they will create some individuals to purport to have benefited in the scheme the level of living large. I once went to a certain consortium when I was still in campus, and I found out that there were individuals who were selling the product by giving false testimonials. You'll find individuals telling you that, you know what, I started by investing as little as 2,000, and today I'm driving a Range Rover. I'm owning very high-end, assets. So when you hear the story, you will likely be duped into investing in the scheme with hopes that you will also reach the level those people are. But in the real sense, those testimonials are always fabricated and fake. So when you are enticed into investing in such schemes through the testimonials, you will fall victim of the pyramid schemes at the end of the game. Because those people that give testimonials are the promoters of those schemes. So they have to promote the scheme by giving a good image of the operations and also trying to tell you the benefits of investing in such schemes. This is the time that you should be looking at the red flags and avoiding to invest your money in such schemes which have no baseline, neither do they have anything like a structure that you can actually follow. What you should actually know about pyramid scheme is that you are promised monetary gains and higher positions when you bring in new members. When you attend those meetings, or if you have ever attended those meetings, the message they preach is that if you bring in a certain number of people, you rise above a certain level of the scheme, you take some control and some managerial level in the scheme, you are awarded some monetary gains, at the end of a certain period. So that is what these people give you as a motivation for bringing in new members. And I want you to take this scenario. You invest in that scheme as an individual. They tell you, you know what, come with at least 2 or 3 people in your next visit. You come with them. Those 2 or 3 people are also told to come with another 2 or 3 people. So as you go down the pyramid, it's actually expanding to a very high level. So what happens at the end of the day is that at the base of the pyramid is where majority of the investors are. At the top of it is the promoter. So at the base of the pyramid or any level below the pyramid, is what feeds the promoters who are at the higher level of the pyramid with the money that keeps on circulating every other time a member joins that pyramid. So you can actually see that these pyramid schemes are not sustainable, because in the event that no one is joining from the base, there is no money circulating in that pyramid. So at the end of the day, what happens? If no money is being generated from the base, it therefore means that there will be no sustainability of this program. It will actually lead to its collapse. It's actually very rare for pyramid schemes to collapse because of no new entrants. In most cases, you'll find that pyramid schemes collapse due to the promoters of the program exiting with investors' resources. So guys, be very vigilant. I don't want a scenario where you save for your life, you invest so much for your retirement or post-retirement life, and somebody comes to dupe you into investing in an unsustainable program in the name of a pyramid scheme. Another way to identify pyramid scheme is that they purport to be connected to a very powerful company abroad. That is why most pyramid schemes are trying to masquerade as multi-level marketing agencies of certain companies that are abroad, so that they now pick a product that is purported to be a product of a very superior company somewhere abroad and selling it to you. That product is never their main focus. The focus is bringing or pulling so many people into the scheme who comes in with their contributions. But there is a very big problem of identifying a multi-level marketing company from a pyramid scheme. Much of their operations, they more often than not resemble each other. So it takes very serious minds to actually get to know about what this company offers as a genuine multi-level company as compared to a pyramid scheme that comes with a template similar to a multi-level marketing company. Pyramid schemes are also known for creating shortage, and this is an artificial shortage of the product they purport to be selling. And you know what? When they create that artificial shortage, it's very calculated to scam their members. You'll find that a certain product they purport to sell or they purport to market, it is bought back by the same company at a certain value. So what happens? These people will tell you, for example, we are buying coils at 1,000 shillings each. So you go bring the coils wherever places you get them, and they buy them. You know, every time they are buying them, the shortage comes on the side of the people supplying it, because they are buying them and not releasing them to the market. So what happens in the long run? They will buy all the coils from the market at 1,000 shillings. So they will actually need more of those coils at the same price, and you are not able to supply them because they are out of the market. So in the long run, they will hike the price. They will tell you, we are now buying the coils at 5,000 shillings each. You will do what it takes to get the coils, but because there is none, you will tend to get other suppliers who can give you at a relatively lower price than the one that is being offered by this company. Now, through a very dark process, this company that bought coils from you will now release them to the market through another distributor who will now tell you, I understand that the market is not there for these coils and I am not selling them at 1,000 shillings as it was. I'm selling them to you at, let's say, 3,000 shillings. With a promised market price of 5,000 from this company, you will be tempted to buy the coils from the other distributor at 3,000 with the hopes of selling to this person who will pay you 5,000 to make actually a killing of 2,000 per coil. This is what will make you to even go to banks to access loan facilities to come and buy these coils. And immediately you buy them, you will actually store them to wait and sell them to this person who wanted to buy them at 5,000. After the company that is selling those coils to you from the back door is very aware that all the coils have been sold to you, they will actually exit that pyramid and they will leave you with the coils with no one to buy them from you. That is exactly what happened in the pyramid scheme involving selling of coils in Kenya around the year 2013-2014. Nobody will come to buy those products after they are supplied back to you and the person has made his profits from you. You must be very aware of this kind of schemes and please take your due diligent moments to investigate any business before investing in. I've seen so many people who never take time to investigate any business before investing in such businesses. Remember, investment has so many things that need you to know. And among the things that you actually need to know is that investment is a very general term that doesn't mean just putting your money only in any business. It also means that you have to invest your time in business. Time is very critical in any investment. If you cannot invest your time in an investment, you better leave that investment. If you cannot secure time to invest in a business, then get another very high experienced people or personnel to invest for you on your behalf in the passive income structures that are known, regulated, and well licensed to operate. Don't just take money, invest them in a business model that you are not very aware of it. There are so many schemes that have actually found their entrance into the technological world. Most of these schemes are never remotely found. Even at the comfort of your phone, you will find so many applications that want you to install them and start investing through those applications, which give you almost instant profits. What you should ask yourself is this: how can somebody take 3,000 shillings from you today and promise to give you 6,000 by tomorrow? What magic are they doing with this money? You've actually seen in the recent past, around 2-3 weeks ago, a certain politician, very prominent person, educated and exposed person, who has been conned around 70 or 80 million of his wealth to a pyramid scheme that promised to double that amount. So there's no fashion or any specific model that pyramid schemes use to con you money. They are in very different levels and forms. You will not easily know how they operate because they keep on changing their form. It's your responsibility to investigate any business model before investing in it. And for your information, most of these pyramid schemes, they even don't have a structure of leadership. You'll just find that on the top, there are only 2-3 people who are called directors. Which company per se that is just formed up with directors and without any established structure of leadership? It does not have a CEO. It does not have a managing director. It does not have any established structure of that company. And with all those red flags, you still just take your money and invest there. Why would you invest your money in an application that you just downloaded? Who is the owner of that application, if I may ask? What legitimacy approvals do you have for you to just put your money in an application that you downloaded? Anybody can, generate an application and request you to invest in those applications. Take your time to investigate any business model that wants your money put in. I'm not saying that you don't have legitimate business models that are operating online. There are so many of them. But why would you just pump your money into a scheme that you have not done due diligence about its operations? Kindly, guys, it's a wake-up call that we should not lose our investments through very shoddy schemes. Anybody can start a pyramid scheme, and it can be started by anybody anywhere around the world. I've just given very few examples of pyramid schemes. There are so many of them. Others even come in the form of colleges. They come in the form of sponsorships. They tell you that, before we sponsor you, we want you to give a registration fee of maybe 10,000 shillings. And majority of people still give that money without actually knowing that these people have promised to sponsor us. Why then would they request us to give them money if they are willing to sponsor us? Even the betting firms, you've seen even people sending you messages that we have sure odds. Give us 300 or even 100 shillings. We send you sure odds that you will win, let's say, 10,000. And people are still sending money to such individuals to be given sure odds that will give them 10,000 shillings. Ask yourself, if they are sure odds, why then will the people selling you the odds not pay the 100 shillings and bet themselves to earn the 10,000? Why would they sell you a 10,000 odds at 100 shillings? Why would they not bet with the sure odds and earn the 10,000 shillings they purport as a sure guarantee? So a pyramid scheme is not something you can say that it's just very evident, or you can just see and say this is a pyramid scheme. As I have said, it is a metamorphosis of different business models that keep changing their forms and structures to con unsuspecting investors who are desperately waiting to just put money in things they actually don't know. Are you aware that even if today you start a shoddy business deal, there will always be people who come to invest with you? I don't know if you're aware of that. People have money and are just waiting for a one-stop shop to put their money in passive income investments. However, in their endeavors to do that, they fall prey and fall into the wrong hands of pyramid scheme promoters who take the rest of their investments and the rest of their savings to put money in, such business models. I want to dare you that do not ever take money and invest somewhere that you actually are not very aware of it. And by the way, the last thing these people or these scammers do to create legitimacy of their pyramid schemes is investing in, through social groups, like the women empowerment groups or the campus students. They invest through people that are familiar to each other. If I am your classmate and come tell you that, put your money here, after 2-3 weeks you'll get double. Because I've already invested there, you will be convinced that this is somebody I know and he's earning his money through this scheme. Let me also put some and earn. If we are in a social grouping like a chama, the pyramid scheme promoters will come and deliver the message in that chama. You will find yourself being convinced to invest in those schemes simply because one of the chama individuals has invested there and can actually show you the returns he's getting. So what happens in the long run is that all these social groupings fall prey of such schemes. So guys, I leave you the message that investment is a process. It takes your time, experience, and money to invest. Do not just take money and invest blindly. Thank you, my viewers, for tuning in. It's been a moment of happy discussion and interaction. I hope to see you in my next episode. Continue subscribing to this channel for those who have not subscribed. Press the notification bell to be notified anytime I post a video. Thank you.